Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of the Joey Moments podcast. My name is Joey. I have Joey Moments. And today I am joined by one of my roommates, Jaycee.
Hello.
Who I'm actually really glad is here. I wanted you on the podcast at some point because living with you has been a really interesting experience because it was very accidental. Like, it was very last minute.
It was last minute.
And then the other thing is you've been an absolute fucking joy to live with. It's been so much fun.
I think of myself as a lovely person to live with.
You are. And then also we just get into so many shenanigans.
A lot.
Some of which I'm sure at some point I'll probably put a video or two on the website to go alongside this podcast or on Twitter or something. But yeah, we get into a lot of shit together that I'm kind of surprised by. Also, I'm going to take the headset off. I didn't really need to keep it on. I just wanted to make sure it sounded good. I kind of forgot I had it on. That's from all the Minecraft I've been playing this week.
Yeah.
I have completely forgotten that my headset is just on at all times now. But
it just means it's a comfortable headset.
It is. It's a very comfortable headset. But in lieu of beer this week, so I kind of want to start there. We didn't do beer this week. I was going to pick up Not Your Father's Root Beer, which is a drink that me and you have both gotten very drunk on.
Very drunk.
So, but we ended up doing Jack and Cokes because I didn't feel like going to Hy-Vee. So I guess we can try them, see how they are. I'm not the best bartender. I'm a pretty heavy hand when it comes to hard liquor. I think you're aware. You've drank with me enough.
It's also Jack and Coke.
You can't really go wrong.
Yeah, it's two ingredients and it's delicious.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a little bit on the heavy side, but
I think I poured about 4 ounces, so it was a pretty normal drink. But I mean,
it's Jack and Coke.
It's Jack and Coke. You really can't go wrong with Jack and Coke. So yeah, I guess we'll kind of start with. So you did not go to high school with. Well, you did, I guess, the first year, but
yes.
You did not really like the rest of the lads. Like Tarek was on last week. I've known Tarek since I was 11. I think I met you when I was like 13, but met you is a very strong word. I think you were at the house.
Yeah, I was at the house.
I was hanging out with your brother.
Usually, if my brother had anyone over, people hung out in the basement, and us younger siblings were not allowed to hang out.
Yeah. I don't think I properly met you until, God, maybe a year or 2 years ago? Before you went to the Ozarks the first time.
I would say technically we've met a couple times before.
Yeah, because you were over at Tarek's at the Lawson's house.
That, and when I went to high school down here, ROTC.
That's right. I always forget about ROTC. It's like the most regrettable part of my high school experience. It's just, God, they're just such shitty people in that organization, and not to shame that organization, because like the teachers and like the people who operate it are not shitty people. The students who end up doing it, a lot of times, at least where we grew up, tend to be the really shitty people.
Joey,
and
you were one of them for a little bit.
Yeah, no,
I was scared of you and ROTC for a little bit.
I took it seriously. I didn't like nothing else going on in high school, so I took that seriously. And God, there's just so many other, like, to people, like, I don't know, there's probably not going to be a high schooler who hears this, but if there is, I guess Logan, don't take high school things seriously. They're not that important.
Yeah.
Like, take like your relationship seriously, take like your friendship seriously, but like the extracurricular stuff, like if it's something that you're passionate about, like obviously like there's going to be kids who want to go in the military. ROTC is really good for that. It doesn't really prepare you for it, but it at least gives you some of the structure, and then it does get you ahead a little bit if you're just going to like enlist, because it gets you that little promotion. But like music and stuff and like band and sports, that's different. ROTC, like for kids, it was just so interesting, the people that did ROTC, because like 90% of them were not going into the military.
No. I think out of like my entire ROTC class, I think I know 2 people that actually enlisted.
We had a lot my year. Like off the top of my head, I can think of like 6 different people that enlisted and like 3 people who commissioned. But I really can't think of, like, the majority of us did not. Like, and granted, the majority of us were too obese to go into the military. There was a lot of exercise that we would have needed to do. I think that was like the big thing, is like they did the first semester as like, oh, you do it, you get the PE credit. which is
Then
why a lot of
full-
kids did it. But my thing with that is, if it's going to be a PE credit, like there should have been physical activity. There really wasn't. It was just kind of
Other
a
than
thing
Fridays.
yeah. But even then, we played dodgeball and kickball.
Damn. They must have liked you guys a lot more.
Yeah, that's like really all I remember doing was like playing kickball. And I guess we did like
Great,
exercise
when-
in the hallway, like in that main hall.
Yeah,
I remember
also
doing
when I
those. But we did like a lot of like just like relays, just running back and forth.
when I joined ROTC my freshman year, that was your senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was part of the thing because whatever his name, the Marine teacher.
Yeah, he was new that year. He was.
Yeah, he did not like freshmen.
No.
He put us to fucking work.
To be fair, your guys' class were a bunch of assholes. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
But it's funny because I don't remember you from ROTC. It's not something I don't really remember any of your class.
Well, also, you look fairly similar to how you look back in high school still.
Thanks.
Me, my entire
glow.
facial structure and body structure is completely changed since early
Yeah.
high school.
No, and that's fair. I don't look the same way I did when I was a freshman. When I was a freshman, I was a lot skinnier.
Like
I had not really fallen in love with food quite as much as I have in my early 20s. I blame my first job for that. That was I worked at a Chinese restaurant and
yeah, that will do it.
I gained I think 45 pounds the first year I worked there. So, and it was terrible. I just ate so much. And then
Free food.
it was free, yeah, and it was free food and I just ate every fucking day. It was insane. And then my second job was at Chipotle. And that one worked out. I lost a lot of weight working at Chipotle because I would eat Chipotle like 7 times a week. But the thing with that was I was also on the grill the whole time. And that grill's like 550 degrees, whatever.
Sweating it off.
Yeah, I would
as you
sweat it off.
go.
And I didn't have help. Like we were always understaffed. And I was a manager and I still ended up working the grill every fucking day. I would do it 5 days a week. And it sucked. It was terrible. Especially because I'd have to close, so I'd have to clean it. And cleaning that thing's just, it's disgusting.
It doesn't
Granted,
sound like a fun time.
No, it's not. But we talked about getting a flat top for the house. And with that, I know how to clean it.
Yeah, they're easy and yet somehow still complicated to
they're-
clean compared to like a regular grill or whatnot.
The-
The regular grill, you fucking scrape it off.
Yeah, the
Totally.
process is straightforward. It's just it takes like muscle. Like you have
Yeah.
to put some strength into it.
Elbow
you're-
grease.
Because you're basically like, God, how do I word? You're scraping off a layer off of the flat top because
Yep.
the grease and the shit gunks up.
Seasoned layer.
It is. It's a seasoned layer, and when you're cooking all day with it, it's great. But once you are done, you want it to be clean. That way, the
Yeah.
next time you start, it's clean.
And that way
Um,
it doesn't start like rusting or any of that stuff.
Yeah, especially if you're having like an outside grill. No, that's absolutely important to have something that is clean. Granted, if I get a flat top, we're buying a grill cover. That's absolutely happening. Granted, Kimbo will probably piss on it
Probably.
or chew on it. I think chewing on it's probably a higher likelihood.
Or both.
Yeah, probably both. he's a piece of work. Even today, I don't know what's been going on with him today. Today he's just been antsy. And it's not like he's been kept up all day. He was out of the kennel all day. He slept with me last night, so he wasn't in the kennel at night. He was in the kennel for I think 3 hours this morning, and that was just because I gave him his pill and breakfast, and then I was like, I'm gonna go back to bed,
Yeah.
but you have to eat, and he doesn't. If I'm laying in bed and his food's out, he won't eat. So I was like, you're just gonna go eat in the kennel, and I'm gonna go sleep. So he's in the last, I don't know, 24 hours. He's been in the kennel maybe like 8 hours. So, which is a lot when you think about it. But then like, I don't know.
Same time, that's like sleeping time.
Yeah, and so I don't know. But yes, back to I guess our shenanigans. I guess that's probably the funniest thing that we can talk about. You're like the only person in the friend group who still just goes hard until like 6 a.m. Like we did that a couple weeks ago for Memorial Day, and I don't think I've done that since I lived in the apartment with Dylan, maybe. That was maybe who at some point we'll have on the podcast, and I'm sure me and him will have so many just ridiculous stories about that apartment that'll probably take up multiple episodes to tell. But you just God, you don't stop.
No, once I might have a problem. When I start going, it's really hard to put the brakes on and come to a stop. Like there's a good chance that I'm just drinking Jack and Cokes for the rest of the night now.
Well, you don't work tomorrow, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's okay for me.
No,
Be
absolutely.
drunk and play Minecraft.
Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, like Friday night we went to Papillion Days, and then we went to the first bar, and I had 2 drinks at the first bar. I remember I double fisted at
I
the
had
first bar,
two drinks too.
and then we went to the bar by the house. And dude, every time I looked over, you had a full drink.
Yeah, I think I had 1 Jack and Coke and then 3 or 4 whiskey sours.
Well, the whiskey sours were so cheap. I
Yeah,
could not believe that they were only $3.50.
Well, that's why I switched from the Jack and Coke, because I also didn't realize that Jack is considered a premium liquor. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's such a trash take because it's so. Jack by itself, I think, is nasty. Like just regular Jack. Like
I can do
obviously
with it.
there are some like they have like the what is it like the aged Jack, like
They got their different flavor
Yeah.
type shit.
and like some of them are a lot nicer. Some of them I could definitely drink by myself. Um, I don't think I could drink regular Jack by itself. I don't think it's that good. I know we have a couple people in our group who could, but I couldn't.
I know I can. The,
I guess
the
we'll find out. We'll
fastest-
find out after the podcast.
Well, the fastest I've ever gotten drunk before was when I was up in Wisconsin and my buddy had almost a full bottle of Jack. And then I don't know how the conversation ended up where it did, but I ended up getting dared to chug the whole bottle of Jack. I did. I did indeed chug that whole bottle of Jack. Almost threw up. That was a very rough gag after I finished drinking it. Then I just took a deep breath and I was fine. And then everyone because we did this at a car wash in the small town. So then there was like 15 of us in the car wash, and then like all of them were just like, "You need to go home before you're too drunk to drive."
Oh, jeez.
And I was just like, "That's probably a good idea."
No.
I made it halfway home. Like I was crossing a bridge to like head towards the house, and it all hit me at once, and I'm just like, "Oh no."
Yeah, no, I can absolutely believe that.
Proceeded to fall down the stairs too when I got home.
Oh, Jesus. I don't think I've fallen down the stairs. I know I've definitely had a hard time getting up the stairs. Like that night, Memorial Day,
Yep.
going back to Memorial Day, which was a very rough night for us. Because we had a barbecue here, and I started drinking before people showed up. I had a beer in my hand while I started I did the hot dogs. And I started maybe about 15 minutes before people got here.
Yeah.
I was about 1 beer in by the time people started showing up. And I drank all of the beer I bought. Because I bought Shinerbach, and then other people just brought stuff. I drank a 12-pack of Shiner. I drank 11. There was 1 left in the fridge, which I chugged Friday night actually with you after we went to Papillion Days.
Yup.
That was rough. That's not a chugging beer. I don't know that chugging beer is really hard for me now if it's not in a can.
Yeah, well, beer in general is hard for me to chug.
Yeah, that's why I asked you if you wanted to do beer today, because normally we do beer, or like I guess like not normally because there isn't a normal yet. We're only 2 episodes in, but like normally I would like to do beers and talk about beers and stuff, especially because I want people to bring beers that none of us have had.
Yeah.
But you're not a big beer guy, and so I was like, oh, do you want to do beers? And you're like, no, let's do Jack and Cokes. Luckily, we had Jack.
Yeah.
And we had Coke, which is not always the case here. We typically have Jack, but we do not always have Coke.
No.
Coke kind of disappears in this house.
This house is notorious for having alcoholic beverages, but not having non-alcoholic beverages. Like right now, that soda is, I think, the only non-alcoholic beverage in this house.
We have a bottle of cranberry juice in the fridge that none of us have touched.
Oh, I wonder why. Because it's cranberry juice.
I like I like cranberry juice. I have to be in the mood
Maybe
for it,
if
though.
I had like Oh fuck no! I
Vodka?
would I would end up turning it alcoholic if I were to drink it. It would become an alcoholic drink.
Yep. And this is why we have so much fun because not only do we drink together, but we smoke together.
Yes.
So that is where the problem really lies. So back to this Memorial Day, which I think Memorial Day is going to be probably the biggest talking point because it was such an incredibly funny night.
And we got violently fucked up.
Oh, I don't think I've been
Violently.
that trashed since last year's Ozarks, which, mind you, last year's Ozarks, I threw up in bed.
Yeah.
You know,
We
was
burnt
so
the
drunk.
bed.
Yeah, we burnt. Jesus, I feel like Tarek's gonna have to be back for that story. I feel like that's one that maybe he'll have to tell, or maybe like my uncle or something. Because that night was just my perspective of that is such a haze. I don't remember throwing up. I don't really remember getting to bed. I remember waking up, walking to the bathroom after telling my uncle, because my uncle wakes up and he goes, you gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm like, no, you go back to bed. I got this. I did not have it. I was
No.
so completely trashed. And I don't remember saying that. This is all stuff that's been told to me. I remember waking up with my arms in front of me, not crawling, like just stumbling like a zombie to the bathroom so that I could go throw up in the bathroom. And yeah, I don't really know. I know why I threw up. I was so drunk. But like, geez, it feels like I've drank that much before and not thrown up. And I really just think it was people moving me around. I think if I'd been left in the grass, it probably would have been a little bit better.
Yeah,
But
probably.
but Memorial Day was different because I did not drink. We drank a lot, actually. I don't want to say we didn't drink. God,
We went to the bar again.
we went
That's
to the bar.
what does
Yeah,
it.
well, because that was Sam. Sam wanted to go to the bar. Sam is one of our friends' girlfriends and one of our other friends' sister. And so it's so funny that that happened because they were like, let's take Braden to the bar. And I'm just like, I'm thinking, when I was told that we were going to the bar, I was thinking, oh, we're making plans for the future. Because everyone was kind of getting ready to leave. And I was like, okay, we're winding down for the night. It's already midnight.
Not
you
a
know.
hey, we're leaving for the bar at
I did not
12:30.
get that. I did not get that we were leaving to the bar until I think you like grabbed me and were like, hey, we're leaving. And I was like, what do you mean we're leaving? And you're like, hey, we're getting in the truck and we're leaving. And then we not only left to the bar, we closed the bar. So we drank for 2 hours at the bar. And I mean, we got drunk at the bar.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that happened because I don't remember drinking that much at the bar. But I guess the other thing I don't remember is how many shots I took here. Because
Shots here, and we had 2 or 3 at the bar too.
yes, and then on top of that, we were very fucking stoned.
Yes.
Like
Very.
yeah, yeah. We come back, and I don't know what goes through our minds at 2 a.m. to go outside to the fire, which Dylan said he put out. I watched him drench it in water, and we come back and the fire's just going. And me and you just sat by the cooler, drinking the good beer out of the cooler. Like Z opened up that cooler the other day when Jake was over. I was like, is there any good beer in here left? And I'm just like, no, probably not. And he opens and he goes, they're Shiner. And I'm just like, they're cans. And I'm like, no, that's not good beer. Shiner's good out of a bottle or on tap. It is not good out of a can. And he's like, oh. And then the rest of the shit that's in there is just garbage. But we drank at least 6 beers out there on top of going back to smoke more.
Yup. Took a dab or 2.
More like 4. I think we took 4 that
Being
night.
generous.
And then we went outside to the shed and we smoked, God, 2 bowls? Some disgusting amount of shit
Yeah.
that, just absolutely blew my mind. And then we come back inside with more beer.
Yup. And we finished that more beer.
We did. And I cannot. I might upload the video of you just dying, of us dying of laughter. It's such a funny video.
It all hit me at once.
That's a good one. That's so good. Because you were standing there in the kitchen and then you just.
Gravity multiplied by like 20 all at once. And then I just died in the kitchen floor leaning up against the Lazy Susan.
Yeah, I turn around. You were standing and I'm doing stuff. And I turn around and you're just on the floor. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? And I got PTSD on Friday because we come back from the same bar after basically closing it. We left only about a half hour before they closed.
Dude, it was like 15 minutes before
Yeah,
close
so
because we got back at
like 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
And we get back here and we do the same thing, and then I just turn around and you're just on the ground again, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, what is going on?
Beware of that section of the kitchen. Gravity seems to multiply itself when you're really intoxicated after 2 a.m.
Yeah, and God, and you know, and then the funny thing is that I think about like how much shit we get into, but then you had your friends over, friends that I had not met, so already a weird situation because I typically don't like new people
Yeah.
that I haven't met, and you all made me feel fucking old. You guys out like I smoke a lot. Like in our friend group, I have very quickly kind of gone up in the ranks of how much I can smoke. You know, I don't. There's
Yeah.
very few people in our friend group who smoke as much as we do now. I cannot fucking believe how much you guys smoked that night. I could not keep up. I think you guys still went for another like 2 or 3 hours after I went to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like it was not like I clocked out early. And I say early. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, 2 o'clock? What the fuck are you, pussy, baby?" And it's like 2 o'clock is pretty normal for us to kind of wind down, like midnight to 2 o'clock now with our
Yeah.
friends. And the thing that happens now is they leave, and then me and you just keep getting fucked up.
Yeah, they leave once because I'll hit a point, I'm not very social. So then it hits a point where I'm drunk enough that my social battery just shoots up. And by the time I'm usually that fucking drunk, everyone's like, all right, I'm gonna go home and go to bed. I'm like, pussies, time to drink more.
Yeah, no, God, I'm gonna have to clear that audio up. I hit it while I was checking the timestamp. I guess I could just probably move this.
Oh, there you
See
go.
the time. We're about 22 minutes, which is good so far. But yeah, God, you know, I don't want this to just be a whole podcast of how we get fucked up. People are gonna think we're either alcoholics or you know, potheads.
Well, I do be a pothead.
Yeah, well, I'm aware. I'm aware. I think I have plans for when we're done filming.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Fucking Drago.
You fucking Drago.
It's God. It's. I really have been debating getting another banner for the house of just that, because we have the two now. We have the "What Are You, a Cop" with Gibby, which is so good. It's such a funny one.
Just need one that's sassy.
I have
Saying, what are you talking about?
Yeah, there was one that I was gonna get. That's the wave picture that we have upstairs, the wave painting, but it's sassy surfing it.
Oh,
Because I think the one Z has is Godzilla, is on it.
yeah.
So which is a pretty cool poster.
Godzilla and an alien.
Godzilla or another kaiju. I think it's another kaiju is on
It was
there.
a little UFO. I don't know. I don't pay attention to what we have hanging up on the walls enough.
The only thing I really pay attention to is the posters. I like the movie posters in the hallway. I think that's a good touch.
Yeah.
But and like down here we have a bunch of really random shit because you have like the Halo corner over there. I say Halo corner. There's Halo shit all throughout our basement. Then you have the Coca-Cola and the Dr. Pepper signs over there, which I thought about moving the Dr. Pepper sign over here, but then I was like, we're not sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, wait till we get that sponsor.
If I ever get sponsored by Dr. Pepper, I'll cry. I think that would. I don't know that there'd be anything else in my life worth achieving at that point if I could have a podcast sponsored by Dr. Pepper. The second largest soda now.
Yep.
It surpassed Pepsi. I could not believe that when I saw that statistic.
I'm happy about that.
No, me too. I think it's the best soda. Like as far as like pop goes, like I like Coke. I prefer Pepsi for like regular cola, but like Dr. Pepper's really the only one I drink regularly now.
My go-to is Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb.
Yeah. Mr. Pibb is a little sweeter to me. Like I think Coke kind of overdid it on the sugar.
Well, it's also, in my opinion, it also seems a lot more carbonated.
I would agree.
It's a little spicy going down the throat, but
Yep.
it's still,
It's like that McDonald's Sprite.
yeah, basically.
I do love a good ice cold McDonald's Sprite though. McDonald's Sprite is very good. McDonald's Coke though. That honestly, like every time I go to McDonald's, it's Coke. It's Coke with light ice.
That's what I need to try. Fucking the McDonald's Coke with Jack.
Jesus Christ, you might ascend. Honestly, I
I
think
might
that would almost be like a vodka Sprite with McDonald's Sprite. I feel like that would just hurt.
probably.
I don't think there's any joy out of that. Like that's like the like I hurt on the inside.
Getting
I'm
the
trying to.
spiciness from the sheer carbonation and the alcohol.
Yeah, you're just trying to kill the pain at that point. Like who hurt you?
Gotta drown it all out. Feelings? What are feelings? I can't feel anything after this.
So I guess another thing that might be worth talking about is the Minecraft update just dropped. For people who don't play Minecraft, there's an update that dropped, and I think pretty collectively across like the larger adult fan base, there's about a 2 week period in the year where people play Minecraft. Everyone gets like these 2 week bursts,
Yup.
and we're in that now with the update coming out. But this is the first time you've played on the server with all of us. What is that experience like? Because I don't have any like recollection of a time before that. Because I became friends with Eric and then immediately played on the server, and that's been the entirety. Like I met Eric. Eric was the person who showed me Minecraft. I played on the server. That's it. I've only known this.
It's different considering I've always been like a single player type of person, and honestly, I've never cared enough to try progressing far through a survival gameplay. I like my creative because I can do whatever.
Yeah.
But that's kind of helping me push a lot more with this playthrough because I have a castle.
Yeah, no, you've built.
Everyone else has been very set on like trying to complete the story and do all that stuff. I haven't given two damns about that. I've just been mining and building a castle.
Every time I get back on, your base is just bigger.
Yup.
Like I can see, like when I look at the mountain where you're at, I can see your base over it now when I'm at my base. And my base is all the way over by the ocean, so it's completely about 500 blocks away from you guys. Which
if I'm standing on the very top of my house, I can look over and just see one of like the little like houses near your area. It's like from that little separate village, I can somewhat see. But other than that, I can't see anything.
Dude, I really tried last night to film playing it like us playing Minecraft. I was like, this might make good content. I can maybe like format it in a way that I could put it on the website or something. No, I couldn't. I couldn't. I was so well, and I whispered you in Minecraft. Like I did the little like slash message to try and I was like, Dabs. Forgetting that I was streaming my screen in Discord, so everyone just saw that. I come back and I don't remember who it was. They were just like, "So how was that dab?" Because they heard me cough. Because I scraped the edges of our puck with the stuff that we picked up recently, the batter, and I got fucking globule. I was zoned out playing Minecraft. I had Discord on my one monitor, Minecraft, and then that 70s show. And I could not focus on Minecraft. I was just watching fucking that 70s show all night.
See, like I tried like when we had the storm come through. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, the storm was yesterday. The one that lasted like 20 minutes. Or are you talking about the really pretty one? That was like a couple days ago.
Well, technically, the one that lasted like 20 minutes. It rained for like 20 minutes, but it was still thunder and lightning for like another 4 hours after.
Yeah, nothing very loud though. Nothing crazy.
I could hear it from where I'm at in the house. You probably couldn't hear it down here. So
no, it has to be really loud for me to hear it down here. Like the night we were all down here for the tornado.
Yeah.
I could hear it then, but that was pretty much it. Typically, you can't hear the storms from the basement. Which I guess probably is a good thing.
Yeah,
probably says something about, well, even then I have the headset on.
Yeah, that doesn't help with hearing anything. Joey, I've been at the top of the stairs screaming at you before with your headset on and nothing.
Yeah, no, I have my audio very loud. I like to not pay attention. Z tried saying goodnight to me last night, and I had to be like, huh? What did you say? So
no, I can't like going back a little bit. I can't pay attention to multiple things on my monitors at once. So when the storm was coming through, I had the weather and Discord on one monitor and Minecraft on the other, And just with Discord's audio, Minecraft's audio, and the weather audio, I felt like I was scrambling my brain or something. I could not pay attention to anything, and it sounded like a bunch of noises.
That I had to turn down that 70 show because the
I
audio
turned down the YouTube audio.
the audio was at the same volume as my Discord, and I just kept hearing voices, and I was like, okay. So whichever one, because I have that mixer on my desk, so whichever one I was really trying to focus on, if there was a conversation I was listening to, I'd turn up Discord. And then if there was a part in the show that I wanted to hear, I would turn down Discord and turn up my show. I don't know why I do that, why I watch shows when I play, but Minecraft, like last night, I was zoned in. And I don't know what it is. It's that batter that we bought. Because like last week, on Monday when I edited the podcast, the one that aired last week,
Yeah.
that was the same thing that happened. I took those 2 dabs and I was wired for 6 hours. Like that felt like maybe 15, 20 minutes. And that was 6 hours. And that was a lot of watching tutorials to learn how to do things. Because I was trying to figure out the intro and the outro a little bit. And then it all just kind of came together in a way that I'm happy with it. There are changes I want to make in the future when I learn how to do some other things. But the intro and stuff, like I was just wired. I think we probably lost footage again.
My brain.
Let's see. Yeah, we're about 33 minutes. Yeah, I think we lost footage again. So that might be something I'm gonna have to fix in the future. Which honestly, we can kind of wrap it up then if we're gonna lose footage.
Gotcha.
But is there anything else you want to talk about? We don't have to wrap it up right now, but kind of getting to that point where we probably need to.
I'm bad at keeping conversations going.
Yeah, that's why I'm the one that
hosts
the podcast.
You're really good at keeping it going, while I'm just like, what?
I appreciate it. That's why I was talking to Tarek about it. I can't remember if we talked about it on the podcast, but we talked about it either before or after. There's one thing I'm really good at doing. It's talking. I don't shut up, especially there are times where I feel like I'm talking too much, especially when we smoke together. Like I'll go and looking back at it, I don't actually talk that much because I'm just sitting on the couch watching TikTok and doom scrolling while you're sitting in your recliner doom scrolling. And I feel like we have a conversation, but we don't. And it's the same way with last year when me, Z, and Zoe had our fun little trip in the backyard. I think we sat there for probably like 45 minutes and we didn't say a word to each other. However, actually it was I think it was 11 minutes, but it felt like 4 hours.
Those are honestly the best, friendships are when you can just chill out in the same area and you don't have to say a goddamn word. Yeah. You're just hanging out, being in the presence of other people is good enough. You don't need to have a conversation.
You don't need to actually engage with each other. Just the company is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think has happened with me and you living together is me and you hang out a lot.
Yeah.
If you're in the living room, I basically just sit down in the living room with Kimba because Kimba likes being out with the cats. I like watching TV. Yeah. Typically, you put on some show that, for whatever reason, is just really interesting.
My dad shows.
Yeah, the dad shows. Yeah, the Gold Rush, the Night Watch,
fucking
shit like
RV hunters, all that shit.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, all the RV hunters made me want to do is buy a fucking Class A, and that's bullshit because I don't have that kind of money.
Neither of us.
I don't have
no one in this friend group. Even if we all threw our money together,
we could maybe get the down payment on a Class A. I don't know if we can make the monthly payments.
Maybe the down payment. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't even have Class C money, and I'm sitting here wanting a fucking Class A, and it's terrible. But yeah, and we hang out a lot, which has been really nice, because obviously John is a little bit more private, and John still hangs out with us all the time. Not to say he doesn't. Z does too when Z's home.
When he's home.
When he's home, but Z hasn't been home for a little bit, which is fine, because when he does come home, he does hang out with us a little bit. And then plays games because I think that's why he was home a lot this weekend was the Minecraft. He was like, I got to get back into the grind.
Even though he hopped on for 5 minutes earlier and then left.
It happens. I've done that. I did that yesterday. I hopped on for 5 minutes and then went and took a nap. After that, I was like, oh, I'm tired. But yeah, and I'm sure we'll have more to talk about the next time you're on because obviously, God, just like moving in, this was all very last minute.
Yes.
This was
very.
all very last minute. We had three other guests who were supposed to be on, who had scheduling conflicts or weren't sure if they were going to be able to make it. So I was just like, okay, we'll just roll with JC. So luckily, I had you to be here. Otherwise, it was just going to be 40 minutes of me talking, which I don't know if people want to listen to that.
Well, yeah, and then for the next time that I'm on, then we could also, I could think of a little bit more things to actually talk about.
I was
Probably
going to
have
bring
a,
up the
a
Fallout
longer.
show, and I forgot.
Dude, don't get me started. You'll add another 2 hours to this podcast if we start talking about Fallout.
On that note, we probably are going to wrap it up because there's probably going to be some lost footage again, which is fine. I will work with it. I just see the notification on the camera.
Yeah.
And I think I'll have to look into that to see if there's a way around it. Or maybe I'll just replace the camera. That might just be the first upgrade. But I appreciate everyone for watching. If you want to follow us on social medias, you can go visit our website at joeymoments.com. Our social medias for our Twitter and our YouTube are linked there. A little flip side from last week. Videos are actually going to start going out on Tuesdays. Audio is going to go out on Monday. I liked the way that worked this week. I think that's going to work in the future as well. So,
Nice.
audio version is going to go out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, 1 p.m. Central Time, Mondays. And then videos will go out 1 p.m. Central on Tuesdays. Again, if you want to follow our social medias, joeymoments.com. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you.
Bye-bye.